Nanero trust they build up. Nanero alertness which means whenever we are seeing this person around or these people around, we talk about it, we know, and our radar is up. Meaning, this person is always doing that, or this person is always saying that. But you feel free to come and talk about it. So your alertness is always there. Not only that, because at the end of the day, your trust towards each other is very vulnerable and very vital in your relationship. Now, I couldn't care less. It doesn't really mean anything. Or that person always talk like that to anybody, and I'm included. Don't take it lightly. You need to bring that. If it's directed at you, you need to bring it and share it. I mean, I have got cases of people coming in or texting in and said, okay, I picked up my husband's telephone, and I saw a text from one of the ladies, and I know this lady. So when they share things like that, and then she said, when she vibes, she will say, how do I deal with this? Shall I ask him? And I said, you should be honest. You should front up and tell him, look, I didn't mean to, but I picked up your phone and I believe that it was the Holy Spirit that led me. And I read this message, but you never told me about this thing. So when you confront it and you deal with it, it cancels anything that is slowly starting to build without your control. So, and so I want to get back here. And do I pick up the phone and find out about your whatever you're texting or maybe with no intention at all, but they read whatever that you're doing, and then yet you erupt like a volcano when you're caught. Okay, bimba, what's the back? What's the song? Then you're gonna bimba cocoa. Yeah, I can never. It's a very good song. I stand vico, or you go bunitaka, beletiko vina kata. And you're gonna start tobokina, you can sa. And that's why you create this kind of big fight indirectly, trying to say, okay, get off my hand, get off my back. Don't want to talk about kind of thing, the unspoken word. So those are the things we don't talk about, but we want to talk about today. Because right now we have a very high rate cases of domestic abuse. And in actual fact, today we are talking about it in the marketing. We're actually getting in companies to for my TV, we are creating a promo, and not only a promotion, but an awareness on the domestic abuse. Right now, for most TV stations, with the business down in Fiji, most companies closed, only the essentials open. Everybody's talking about the COVID awareness. COVID awareness. You need to do that. Mask up, sanitize your hand, distance. The same message we are sending out. But today, we are actually talking about other things. Other things like that, the rise in domestic cases, domestic abuse cases. So we are trying to target it, even though you are in your house, we are trying to target you wherever you're at. You're not alone. There is a solution to what you're going through.
Amen.
And if you're going to church, this is the place, this is what you can do. If you don't belong to any denomination, you can call this number. This is a helpline. So we are trying to look at it in a different scope at this time to try and help everybody, because not everybody is going out to be wearing masks and doing all this kind of thing. Most of us are staying at home. So when we are caught up at home, we need to, open that window and address the issue that is actually happening at home. So and that is one. And secondly, now with the new business decree I've just printed before coming down, and we are starting to work on it now. Some of the businesses will be opening soon, apart from the essentials, but they will need to open provided they meet all these requirements.
All the restrictions.
And the restrictions and requirement is quite, it's quite big.
Very strict.
And it varies. So that means if a company is going to be open, they need to be, belonging to the same containment.
Hallelujah.
And they need to come in the company organized transportation or private and no public transportation. So like there's no element of being involved or being in contact either in the close vicinity or distant with the public because of the kind of situation we have now in Fiji. So, and like what I said, mentioned again today, we are actually working on the domestic abuse, which I say it's rising drastically. And I know if you're logging in today and you're looking at your wife, you're looking at your husband, you've had your children, and in your spirit, in your heart, without you knowing, you are losing it slowly. It's like you are just maintaining the relationship for the sake of your children. So you are actually staying on that relationship for your own reason and your own motives, but never in the basic things of loving your spouse. Like the love is killed, there's no more love there, but out of duty you're doing that. And when that happens, things that come by your way, you have very little patience, and it creates those arguments, it creates the bitterness, it creates a lot of unnecessary talk at home. And sometimes, most of the times, it leads to be, abusive.
Because when you lose that love,